Hey, how's it going, everybody? When I heard about this, I didn't believe that it I didn't believe it happened the way they said it did, so I had to look into it. Here's the reality. You ain't black if you ain't liking my video and you ain't subscribing and you ain't leaving a comment. I have to have a little fun with it. We want to have a lot of fun with this. NAACP pushes back on Biden's claim it endorses him after "You Ain't Black" furor, the furor of it all. Just something I thought of. For those colored individuals out there, do you think that the NAACP should drop the C in colored? Should they get with a term or an acronym that's more modern? I always wondered, now that they call you individuals who are darker than me POCs, and they don't refer to you as colored anymore, should it be the NAAPOC? P? Anyway, you can chime in and tell me about that. What do you think about that stupid stuff? The labels we love to give people, right? All right, let's read a little bit about good old Uncle Joe, see what he's up to today. This is a Fox News article. I wanted to go with this one because it talked about the NAACP in there and something that Biden had talked about, and I wanted to get a little bit more perspective other than what was said. We know what was said. We'll talk about that below, but the NAACP on Friday pushed back on a claim by presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden that the civil rights organization had endorsed him every time I've run, stating that the group never endorses any political candidate. Yesterday, former Vice President Joe Biden made a comment about the NAACP's endorsement. The statement by Derek Johnson, President and CEO of the NAACP, said, "We want to clarify that the NAACP is a nonpartisan organization and does not endorse candidates for political office at any level." The statement was in response to Biden's claim during an interview with The Breakfast Club, John Bender there, that the group had endorsed him every time he had run, as he sought to tout his credentials in supporting the black community. What the heck is The Breakfast Club? 80s movie, anybody? I know, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. Take a look at my record. I extended the Voting Rights Act for 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP's endorsed me every time I've run, he said. Take a look at the record. But Johnson, in his statement, said that the NAACP has one mission, and it is fighting for and advancing our black communities towards an equitable reality. So that's interesting. I thought that the C was colored people, meaning all colors, right? Whether you're brown, black, white, whatever color they consider Asian individual, I thought all colored individuals were represented by this organization. It seems here, with what he's saying, it's only black individuals, so maybe they do need to update that acronym a little bit based on the organization's current mission. Makes sense to me. Our primary focus at this moment is to ensure that our communities that have been victims of domestic terrorism and disproportionately impacted by this pandemic have the opportunity to cast their powerful vote come November, he said. Okay. The statement comes amid the controversy caused by his remarks in the interview with Chirlemigny the Goog, where he said that those having a hard time figuring out whether to support him or President Trump ain't black. Using the word ain't, way to drive it home, Joe. I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black, he said. After the remarks were blasted across the political spectrum, Biden walked them back. Of course he did, saying in an afternoon phone call with the U.S. Black Chambers that I shouldn't have been so cavalier. I guess cavalier is one word for it. Biden said he understands the comment sounded like he was taking the black vote for granted, but insisted that wasn't the case. I shouldn't have been such a wise guy, Biden said. No one should have to vote for any party based on their race or religion or background. Now, does that sound like something Biden would say? Or does that sound like something his handlers told him to say? Chirgla Mergmig the Gog Meanwhile, indicated he was not impressed with the conversation with Biden. My takeaway from the conversation was I heard him talking about things he did for black people back in the day, but what have you done lately is my motto. Wow, that's earth-shattering, that's groundbreaking. That is such a great motto. It's amazing how that's just his motto. I wonder if he'll mind if I borrow that one. You guys don't get to borrow that one, though. That's just for Charlemagne and myself. He said on CNN late Friday, he also said Biden was really one of the people on the front line when it came to the war on drugs and mass incarceration. All right, then. All right, so that's it. I mean, like I said, most of you already know about it. I just wanted to talk about it in brief real quick, have a little fun with it. So the question would be for black individuals, because, somebody like myself, it doesn't pertain to me, but the question I'm wondering for you individuals who are watching this video, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever you may be, do you think that this moves the needle at all for anybody of color out there when it comes to what political party that they would be affiliated with, where their vote is going to be cast in November? I was looking at something last night, actually, it was before this came out, and it was saying that Trump has a 34% approval rating in the black community. Now, obviously, approval could mean so many things. You could approve of me, but not vote for me. You could approve of this video, but not like it or give it a thumbs up or whatever. So approval is one thing, right? But translating that into votes is another thing. So I got curious and I was looking back and it said that Trump in 2016 only got 8% of the vote. And that really wasn't much different than what happened in 2016 and 2012 when you had Obama, obviously a black guy, running against the Republican. The Republican in those races, I believe, got 5 and 6% respectively, even though Trump bumped up from, say, 5 or 6 to 8. Though it may not seem like much, it's a lot in terms of number of people. Translating a 34% approval rating, and they said it was 10% back in 2016. So how would that translate into votes? So again, getting back to it, individuals of color, how do you see this impacting the way you would vote, or the way that individuals who aren't white would vote in 2020? Does this change your vote at all? Are you more or less likely to vote for Biden? Would this make you more or less likely to vote for Trump? Or are you kind of like me and you think like, it probably doesn't matter. People are generally probably pretty tribal and they already know what they're going to do at this point. They're so entrenched in the camp that they're in that nothing's really going to change things. That's on the Democratic side, and obviously on the Republican side as well. I doubt there's anything that Trump could do that would dissuade Republicans for going in and checking his name come November. So that's my question for you guys. Does any of this matter to any of you? Does this change your mind about him at all? Does this change your vote? Or does this more and more make you say, God, why can't they just get rid of this guy and give us somebody with a pulse, right, for you Democrats out there and independents thinking about leaning Democrat? Perhaps you should do what I do every election. Go in there, check that box, and vote Monty Brewster, baby. All right, like I said, quick video. Love to hear your thoughts on this, everybody. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. Enjoy your holiday weekend. It's a long one. Memorial Day, it's great. Hopefully you're out there and spending a little time with your family, loved ones, getting some barbecue going on. So yeah, be safe out there. Enjoy this holiday weekend, everybody. Take care.